What do you
Hello,
mean?
everybody. Welcome to we're 2 days away from Scary Movie Month, so it's a very exciting time. It's our favorite time of the year. And last year we had our first reserved seating video ever, covering the first week of Scary Movie Month with the topic of what are three of our first time watches, new to me movies that we're looking forward to the most during the course of the month of October. Um, I and I think I've just watched so many horror movies that this list became very difficult to put together this year.
Hmm.
I kind of went into it where I was just like, oh, I have a plan where I want to dive into 70s horror more because I've seen the cream of the crop, but there's a lot of like kind of middle efforts that I never got around to. And I ended up with a list of three movies that are not from the 70s. So that plan backfired as they usually do. My advice from doing scary movie months, and I'm sure you guys probably have a take on this too, is just go with whatever you feel like watching in the moment because usually when you make a list, it just doesn't really work out in the over the long haul.
No, I never. My lists never. I mean, maybe the first couple of years, but I've long since abandoned any kind of coherent list. I have a theme to what the three that I picked for today, but most
Okay.
of it is just like for lack of not wanting to do it, but just the knowledge of knowing that I'll never stick to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Pumpkin Man.
What about you, Patrick? Was this list easy or difficult for you to put together?
No, it's impossible because I don't usually pick out what I'm going to watch ahead of time.
Yeah.
But I have been like kind of pulling stuff and putting it into a pile for the 24-hour marathon that Erica and I do.
Hmm.
And so I just pulled three movies from that because I was like, well, there's three things I know that I've never seen that I was planning on watching with her. So I just grabbed three movies from that. So I'm kind of forced to watch those. The rest of the month is up for grabs.
Yeah,
So what would be one of those movies? I'll let you start us
Patrick
off.
is gonna go first.
Oh dear. I'll start with my most embarrassing admission,
Okay.
which is I've never seen the original Wicker Man.
I'm excited for you. Have you seen the Neil LaBute one?
Of course.
Yeah, we were just talking LeBute a couple weeks ago. We were just
I've been talking Labute all month long for some
yeah.
reason, but he just keeps coming up on
I just want
every.
to point out for a second that there's a horror film that I've seen that Patrick Bromley's not seen.
There's a lot I haven't seen, I'm sure, but The Wicker Man is like a big one that I thought I had seen for years. I've owned this DVD probably since like 2002, and I still have never seen it.
Hmm.
I'm excited for you to watch it. It's like one of those classics that are justifiably so.
Man.
I I think I saw the Nicolas Cage version before I saw the original, and it
You're
Too.
didn't
supposed
do
to.
anything to dilute
No.
the power of the
Okay.
original one. So
So my list, as I said, no rhyme or reason, but I was thinking, I was googling around and I saw Rolling Stone had a list of the 65 best horror movies of the 21st century.
mhm.
So okay, sure. And I scrolled through that list until I found three that I hadn't seen.
Yep.
The first one is J.A. Bayona's The Orphanage from
Mm.
2007. I know nothing about J.A. Bayona except he directed that weird second Jurassic World movie about the mansion, which was
It's one of those movies that I feel like I maybe saw, but don't remember if I actually did. If it did, it went in one ear out the other. I kind of do like Jay Bayona. I agree with you. Like even if the movies that he made on the whole aren't like completely to my liking, there's no doubt that he's very visually talented and does a lot with intent, I guess. He seems like he's in total control of like what he wants to put out there. And A Monster Calls was pretty great, and that was one of his movies.
it's number 22 on Rolling Stone's list of the top 65 best horror movies of the 21st century. So it better be good.
Yeah, I don't remember a ton of it. It was one of those that I had to watch when Robin and I used to do those shows where we like assigned each other movies to watch.
Right.
It was one that she assigned me to watch. I'm not a big like creepy kid guy,
Right.
and I
It's a
think it's a
creepy
creepy
kid
kid
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
So my first
Uh,
pick is The Invisible Ray from 1936. It's Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi that I haven't seen. I have this box set That's got a bunch of, it's like the Bela Lugosi collection, and it's like 4 or 5 movies. And I've never had a dud in the bunch, and this is the last one that I haven't seen.
Patrick, what's your next one?
Uh, Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory.
What?
Yeah, I bought this at Flashback. Severin put it out.
Okay.
It's like a weird 1960s Italian movie. Um, and it says it's like a mix between like an Italian horror movie and a German crimi film. And part of me wonders if there's even gonna be a werewolf in this.
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question, Patrick.
Yeah, what's up?
What's a German crimi film?
Oh, that's a good question. It's like a German giallo sort of.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think I don't know. You can get that right. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if there's even going to be a werewolf, but again, part of the marathon is having to program stuff that's like
Yeah.
pseudo kid friendly during the day, and
Yeah.
so I'm assuming this is, although it says it's the original uncut version. Joke's on them. I don't know what might have been cut out.
Am I next?
Yeah.
All right. I am going with their number 9 pick, Rolling Stone's number 9 pick, scariest movie of the 21st century, or I guess best horror movie of the 21st century. Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Pulse from 2000.
Oh, it's so good. I'm excited for you to see it.
All
Yeah.
right,
I've never seen it.
that
I know Adam's a big fan.
Okay, never seen that one. So that one made the cut.
It's a great like dread central movie. Right. It's dread
In
central.
that
No,
they had
it's
nothing to do with it.
it's interesting because it's like I think it came out in 2001, and it was very much about disconnection amongst people and how technology is going to drive us apart and everything like that, and it all became true, and it's kind of okay. My next one is Mad Monster Party, which is a movie I've put off forever because I have in the back of my head that it's fun for a half hour and then it's not anymore, and that I think John or JB and Patrick have said that before. But every year they put on like the new Beverly calendar, and I feel like I'm just being forced to, and maybe they'll stop putting it on the calendar if I watch it finally. So I don't know. I mean, I tend to check out during claymation stuff after about a half hour, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, maybe as just kind of have something on in the background, it could be fun.
We have my last one. The Kindred, which is still in shrink wrap.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of an 80s horror movie with Rod Steiger that's a mix between like a mad scientist movie and a creature movie, where I don't really know that much about it. It was sent to me in the mail, and I'm like, I'm putting this in the lineup because I've never seen it. And it's rare that there's like, especially an 80s horror movie that I've never seen.
Yeah.
Unless it like never made it past VHS, and then of course. But never seen The Kindred. I'm excited to check it out.
Who directed that?
Good question. That would be two directors, Jeffrey Brown and Stephen Carpenter. So I could say it's a Carpenter movie that I've never seen.
All right, my last one comes in at number 33 on Rolling Stone's list, also from 2001. Claire Denis' Trouble Every Day.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Patrick, you're nodding.
I know of it. I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing. Is that Vincent Gallo?
Yes, Vincent
Yeah.
Gallo reading This is where the Venn diagram of high art and extreme horror meet in the middle, says the writer. Little rude to horror, but that's okay.
I think it's part of like that kind of French extremism.
It's cannibalism, apparently. It's cannibalism. Okay. Know nothing about it. Just again went through the list and found 3 that I'd never seen. I'd seen most of them. Proud to say, but there was probably 6 or 7 on there that I hadn't seen, so I picked 3.
My last one is a movie that I've owned on like a double feature from Scream Factory forever, and it's shrink wrapped, and I just never opened it. It's Once Bitten. It's like a Jim Carrey 80s comedy with Lauren Hutton and Cleavon Little and an early Jim Carrey performance. he gets turned into a vampire. Shenanigans ensue. It's
Wait, Shenanigans with Jim Carrey.
surprisingly so. It's on a double feature with Love at First Bite, and every year I pull it off my shelf, and then October 30th comes around, and it's just like maybe next year, and then I put it back. So
I totally wanted to see Once Bitten as a kid because it was like horror adjacent.
yeah,
And I wasn't allowed to, I don't think, because the whole thing is like he's a virgin and she needs the blood of a virgin, and I think my mom got hip to that jive and wouldn't let me
yeah.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Somebody stop me from having sex."
No, did you end up seeing it?
Yeah, I've seen Once Bitten. Yeah,
Yeah. Any
it's not
good?
great.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. It feels like the right movie to slot into my at-home marathon in the My Demon Lover slot.
Oh, for sure, those two movies should be on a double feature together.
Yeah, well, keep that one in the back of your head for October's Friday double features. Yeah. No, I'm trying to I'm gonna go back on what I said earlier about not having a plan. I think that I probably will end up trying to see a lot more movies in theaters this month than at home, because there's a lot of like classic movies that I haven't seen in a theater ever or in a long time. So I think I'm going to be venturing out more than just kind of staying in. And when I do stay in, I'll probably be catching up on like the Munsters and Orphan First Kill and a lot of the fall stuff like that. The 2022 releases I haven't seen yet.
I'm more excited for Scary Movie Month now than I was 25, 30 minutes ago. I'm feeling good now. And not that I wasn't before, but I'm getting the juices flowing here.
I just saw the rest of the Music Box of Horrors lineup, and now I'm thinking of doing an Audible and just doing a marathon at home because I know that I can program something like front to back more appealing to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But then I would miss Ernest Scared Stupid on 35. So, and how would I live with myself?
You got to see it on 35.
Everyone, thank you very much for watching. We will be back next week with special guest Robin Buckley to talk about Hocus Pocus 2, the streaming, long delayed sequel to 1993's cult favorite Hocus Pocus. How could it go wrong? I'm sure we'll find out next month or next week. Until next time.
We might also find out next month too. I don't know.
It literally will be. Well, it actually will be next month. So yeah.
These seats are
Spooky.